Welcome back to Shapes 2. My name is Nilaus and we're here with update 1, the dimension update, and we are going to continue. So what I've done is I have removed all the stuff that isn't the blueprint points here, so we still accrue some blueprint points here, and I also built a little other factory here. This one is just making sure that we built this thing here. What is that? Well, that is the operator level, something I had completely forgotten, that there are some permanent shapes that if you continue to make those, then, well, you continue to get points, and well, 25 points, 25 more points, and 2 research points is really nice. So we basically have this one that's just going to be set up and then continuously working, just generating points for us. That's nice. What are we going to do today? Well, we have unlocked the painting stuff, so we're going to be doing some paint work here. And for example, we do not have any red squares, so this shape cannot be done without using paint, and we also don't have green stars, so that cannot be done either. So what we need to do is we need to get some paint done. So the first thing we need to do is, of course, take a look at the actual paint and build a module, because for me everything is about modules. Everything is about these little glorious city blocks here that will just provide some endless amounts of happiness. I think we want to start with this one, because if we look at this chain here, it's a pretty simple chain, and it gets us all the way up to 12 points at the end. So this when we get some coloring done, then the rest is just shoveling things around. I'm not so much in a hurry to get this done, although of course trains would be nice. Then I mean, trains are nice, but we do need more points. So let's do a little bit of this, but also look at the top one as well. It's up to 21,000, so it's kind of a lot. Yeah, okay. Let's do the circular one here. So we're gonna get some here. This is a different kind of miner. It works exactly the same as usual as the previous one. It has here some mining points, and then we go over to the new tab here with liquids, and that is the pump. Now there are most things are exactly the same, but ratios are completely different, which is just mind-boggling to me. Also, there's no directionality on these, so that's nice. The one thing that we need to keep in mind with liquids is the pumps, or the throwers, are definitely going to be the bottleneck. Pipes have way more throughput. So for example, 300 liters per minute is the amount of paint needed in order to paint 30 per minute of solids moving about. So one pump can feed enough liquid to feed one normal miner. That means 4 pumps is enough for 4 miners, which is enough for 1 belt. But the pipe can have, see, this adds up to 1200, but this can have 6 times. You need, wow, this says that you need 4 launchers per pipe. That's not correct, because each launcher is 1200, and 4 times 1200 is definitely not 7800. That's 4800. So for some reason, the capacity of a pipe and also a space pipe is 6 times the capacity of is equivalent to 6 belts worth. I don't know. So that's just something we keep in mind. So all of this, it's not struggling on this, but it is what it is. And we also bring it out here on pipes. These pipes are also weird because they are also 6 times the throughput of a space pipe. So you'd think that if it was, you need 10 times as much paint as you need, or you need 10 liters of paint per 1 object, and therefore you would expect that if they were sort of the same, they are nowhere near the same. Like, yeah, that would be 4,800, and then this one is just 6 times as much. I have no idea why, but it's just something to keep in mind. So basically what you need to know is that the pipe capacity is way more than the belt capacity for both normal and for space versions. Good. What we need to do is, I'm going to make 2 half circles. So we're going to be using our blueprint here. And remember, these blueprints are, of course, as usual, available to Patreon supporters. But if you're not, then that's fine, because we've built all of this on camera, so it shouldn't be a problem to do that. I cannot get... See, I really want to design facing north, because that's all my blueprints will be designed facing north. So what I need to do here is simply just delete half of it. So we're just gonna try with a cutter like this. What does that give us? Not what we want. And then we'll just experiment a little bit to see which way it has to turn. That one? Yes, we got it. And the same for here, the other side. That goes on here. And then they are actually both the same direction, and one of them has to be painted. The other one does not have to be painted. So that means we're going to put a box in here for paint, and then we're going to be taking our merger like this. Which one needs to go on top? It's the blue is on bottom. Okay, that's fine. Oh, like this. So this will be the blue, goes in, and that one comes on top, and then it just goes back. Okay, so everything is working, except for the fact that we don't have this block. So let's try figuring out how that block is going to work. Yeah, let's design it this way. Okay, we are going to start by getting some solids in here. First, we set the parameters for what we want. Oh, that's no, inbound. This is going to be inbound, where we catch the liquids coming in. Those are given constraints. Now, we need to... The painters are by far the worst things you can imagine. They are... well, except when you get to crystallizers. They're even worse. But these are the worst for now. Right, let's look at this. This one here's really well illustrated. So it's like 1/4, and then it's 1/24 of a pipe. So we're going to be matching towards this one. Right, so this means that each of these each of these belts is 120. So I need 4 of these things, and then you go like, that's perfect. Just go there, there, there. Perfect. Except that doesn't work. That means it's now the same one you paint many times. So this is going to be the challenge of this one, is that how the hell are we going to make sure that, okay, so one belt goes here, and then it also goes out here, and then maybe it goes back here out. Okay, cool. But then I need 2 of these for just one belt. And then on top of that, I also need the paint coming in. Right, this is nightmarish. And then looking at this, it's very easy to see that there is no way that this can be done in one square here, let alone be done for 12 lanes coming in. But it actually can, and that's the crazy thing that I'm going to show you now. Right, so what we need to do is we need to think about making a pattern that is useful. So we take how little space can we make it. So if we were looking at it sort of like this, and then we could also look at the same thing like that. Oops. Here. So if we were doing something like this, then we could, for example, say, what if I'm, let's see this, bringing this in on a jump. So we sort of jump over something, and then the other one jumps out. Then perhaps you could do this, and perhaps you could do something like this. Then we'd do the same thing here. That one goes out, and this one goes in. Okay, so far so good. This actually looks kind of promising, because we could do something like this. All right. And it's only 3 tiles wide, because if it's 4 tiles wide, we don't have space for it. The issue with this is that I now need... This is inbound. This is inbound. These are all 4 of these are inbound, which means it is effectively 4 tiles wide. And when it comes out, it's also coming out as 4 tiles wide. And 4 tiles wide is just too much for us to handle. But the idea here is good. There's definitely something about it. So basically, if we were looking at this, they would have to copy this one and then go, yeah, you can see that it's not room for it. So there's basically 2 ways we can do it. We can either have these 4 on the middle, or we can do another pattern that I'm just going to delete, where we'd say, oh, it's still not that one, where we sort of keep the belts in the middle. like this, and then we have another one that could go out here. Cut. And there. Right? That's not infeasible. It's also not really feasible. What if we got this one all the way over? So something like this could work, because now I just need 2 of these, right? So what if we build another one down here? Would this one be feasible? It's going to be a lot of jumping. So let's start by saying, you're going to jump in there, you're going to jump in there, you're going to jump in there, and we already have a little bit of an issue here now. Here, 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 and here. Then we need to jump out. And it's really important that there's this one line all the way through. There. Okay. Why is that line important? Well, because this needs to happen. There. Then it's all the way through, and I'm just pushing it in for both sides. Then the question becomes, can I actually get this inbound? Well, if I do this, I actually can. Oops. Yeah. And when I'm making it like this, it's like, it's so obvious. Like, this is so obvious. Like, how is this difficult? It was. Damn, I spent a lot of time figuring this out. Let's do like that. Ta-da! And that is 4 full lanes being painted in this one. And the great news about it is, because I never used the second layer, then I can always just multiply it up, levels up. And then this is going to be our design work. So what happens? It goes in, it makes, then I'm going to go back to look north, because then I don't get confused. And we got the first signal. Yay! So this is a pretty damn solid design that we have for this one. And that's the one we're going to be using extensively today. So with that solved, then let's have a look at the next one. So red squares, we know we don't have those. So no matter what we do about this, then we are going to need to paint something red. And so let's make the next one here. And I'm thinking we can take this shape, because I don't really need the shape for anything. And I have some red paint here. So basically, we just articulate first what I want to do. I want to take this, then I want to only take the diagonal, then I want to split the diagonal, and then take one of the corners and paint it red, and leave the other one as blue, and then put it together and jam it in here. That's pretty good. And this one should be getting us a new icon soon. Right, so the first thing we get first is, yeah, a minor, and there. So now the next thing is, we need to cut it. And oh, this blueprint is flipped the wrong way. Let's see if it does the right thing. It gets us the right thing, except it actually rotates it. That's so weird. Yeah, I'm not really happy about this one. It seems to be doing too many operations, and also ending up with having the output being mirrored. I wonder if this one could be improved. So a minor improvement has been done here, and is now facing north as it should on the blueprint. And what I'm doing now is here, and then it retains the correction. So basically what I did was, instead of having one of them go through and the other one rotate a little bit, then I rotate 180, then I rotated both of them each direction, so that they come out in the same shape that they are coming in. That's just more consistent, so you don't have to always rotate it. If you look at the shape and go like, okay, it's more logical that it retains the shape and just deletes one diagonal. So that's also updated. Now, after this, then we're going to be splitting this. I think we actually have a small one that splits diagonals. Yes, split side by side. Oh, split side by side. I wonder if that works. Does it? It does. Okay. And then this one out here has to be painted, which means I go up and there. And then we have our paint module here. And then, no. There, it goes up, gets painted red, and then it gets merged together back here. And then it gets brought in. This one's already done. Wow. Yep. And then we just need some paint, and we got the paint. I'm gonna take that one. We'll do this instead. And then here, go down, go up, go over and in, right? And you can easily paint, even though it comes in as blue, then when we paint it red, it becomes red. It doesn't become anything else. That should be, well, it doesn't resolve yet. And this is usually when it comes to, when there's a paint involved, then this setup where it's assuming something first, it's not really working. But we get one more point. Yay! And now we need to do basically the same thing again, but also with the other one. So this is actually kind of problematic because I don't have enough round shapes here to actually fill it up. So this whole thing was actually a little bit moot point. I could use this one instead. It's also a little bit small. Let's just find some place where we actually have a nice round circle and some blue paint nearby. Damn. There must be somewhere. We have a larger square and then some blue paint. This one and this one. That should be fine. This is much bigger. So this one is basically, I just moved it over here and then doubled it, but I stacked it the other way around. So one is stacked the same way as before and the other one is stacked the other way. So one will be blue over uncolored and the other one will be uncolored over blue. I think. Let's hope and see. This is uncolored over blue and this is blue over uncolored. So this is actually, this needs to be rotated. So I'm going to need a rotator. And that's here. And this will just be a 180 rotator. There we go. And now I just need to merge these two together. And there's unfortunately something in the way. So we have to do like that. Under, up, and in. Love it. Super easy. And that is the right shape. And then we just bring that back. And now that's a little bit costly. Like that. And then we get that shape. That is now the shape we're working on. Great. Then we're going to use the search function to see if we have a shape that is wedge, rectangle, rectangle, rectangle. No, we don't. So that's, we can't find the complete shape here. So we're going to have to find some partial shapes that get us working with this. So let's find some place we can use. So I found a location. This diagonal plus this diagonal is actually the shape we want, plus the blue paint here. That should be simple enough to make that. And we do one out here. And let's just see. There. Okay, and we're going to copy this one as well to the other part. And first they need to be merged together, so that's really simple. Is it? Yes, it is. Or maybe even like this. And then we get the stacker or merger or whatever you want to call it. It just works. That one. So we have now the finished shape. I just need to rotate it. And yes, I don't technically need to rotate it, but I just go crazy if things are rotated the wrong way. And then I can't rely on my blueprints to do what I think they do. There we go. So that's the right shape. And then we just need to paint it. And that's here. And then I need the paint from here. Man, I should really have a paint blueprint, shouldn't I? Just this one. Yeah, I should actually make it a little bit better by just doing this part so that we... I mean, if we're gonna make a paint blueprint, let's make it properly at least. Yeah. Right, and then I want up here. And then I want the connection. There. So now it goes out and puts on both lanes. Now it can't support both lanes, but it can at least sort of build, send it out on both lanes. That just makes it a little nicer. And this one, so now we now have a dedicated miner and a dedicated pump. That should be fine. And we get this up here, underneath, over and in. And that should also get it. And that is basically the shape now. So we need to just go, oh, where is it? Here? Okay. Perfect. Like that. Going down. So now we have all three of these. This is working. We got this completed. Brilliant. And we also got the operator badge. We got the first 15,000 of that, which gives us another 2 points of that. Brilliant. And it just keeps chugging along for the next one. So it's really lovely. We're getting nice amount of points. I think it's one more point. Then we can get 20, 20, 20. Okay, so it's 60. We can get that. But without the paint speed, it doesn't make sense. We need to make sure the paint speed is following on the same. So we need 12 more points for that. But I think it's time for us to start looking at this one. This needs to be painted or needs to be done now. So I think it'll come in on this side because we have green and we have a spike here and a spike there. So we can do the spike part from there and we can do the square one for this one and that one. So let's use our liquid miner blueprint here. Ooh, someone is 1, 2, 3. There you go. That goes up. Or you couldn't, you know, I could do it in a different way. I could do this. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now this is now twice as much paint. And then I can just leach from this belt as well, or this pipe as well, up to that one. So this is going to be split side by side. Do we have a split side by side? Don't know. We'll start by getting a miner, and then we'll get a split side by side. That one, split side by side, 4 lanes. Sounds good. I'd like that. Yes. And it's this one over here that needs to be painted. That one. And then they need to be going back, merged together. That one. And that just goes in. Good. And all I need is the paint up to that. There. So initially we'll leach too much of this, which means this will be starving, but that's not a problem because it's not really interested in going in anyway. And this is so far away that it's actually going to take quite a while for this to go back, but at least we can see that it's the right shape, so we'll eventually get there. And that one we can also just feed in, just make this one, right? So we just need some green paint and we need this spike here. So again, this spike, since there's only one spike, we're going to have to do 2 lanes of this. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Good. So we have each of these, and they need to be just isolated so that it's only the spike. And that's a series of operations. We can do this as a one operation, or we can do it as multiple operations. I think I just want to try to see if what happens if I just cut it. Nothing. I think it's the top one that stays in. Yes, perfect. Good. So there, that works. And then I'm going to rotate one of them 180 degrees So the one is down and the other one's up, and then they just need to merge. Now we have the shape. Then it just needs paint. Here. And we get the paint from over here. Again, blueprint, the painter. Blueprint. Here. And that's feeding in. Go in. Done. And that should be the green out, which I will now go and realize that there is no space for it. But what I could do, I could do this, but it seems a little bit forbidden. But whatever, we'll try it, and I promise I'll never do it again. I'll only do it this time. There. Because this is actually handling 8 lanes, 2 below, 2 above. So couldn't I just do like this? So I'm going to use all the lanes anyway. Yeah, then they go in here. And then they'll be feeding both on bottom and the top. It's only the blueprint points that is on a 8 lane built right now, and that's because, you know, I don't think I need building it, but on the other hand, it would also be nice. It doesn't cost me more to do everything in 2 lanes. Yeah, maybe we should do things in 2 lanes. It'll go twice as fast because these 2 are now done. This is done, but it hasn't come in. This one is almost done, and then we can get started on the next one. So it's actually interesting with the next part here, how simple that operation is. It basically means that all I need to do is cut it in half, which means I need to rotate it the right way and then cut it the right way. And I think that might be it. Yes. All right, so that's how simple the next one is. That's usually I would build it back here, but since I already have all of this queued up, then we're actually really fast. Can I go in and build this? I could probably do it twice as fast by just cutting more. No, it'll then be flipped. So no interest in that. The next one is here. I am just checking. That is working. You are not really working, are you? Why not? You got the right signal. Yes. Okay. So it is coming in, and the one we're needing is here. This is only making the square things, but if I could just do the same thing with just a circle coming in or a diagonal, then that would be fine. Although there is a half circle here, so I basically need to do the same thing that I did for this part, except that I only need to feed now the blue one, which I can leech from over here. Barely, but I can. 5 milestones simultaneously working at the same time, and EME actually have time between that to do other stuff. That's pretty amazing. And there we go. We get one more completed here. We're going to be focusing on keeping the top ones rolling, but while they're rolling, we might as well complete as many of the sub tasks here as well. Also up here, this is for the blueprint points. The blueprint points can actually just be painted blue, and then I get 5 points. So I'm just leading it in here, filling in with some blue paint, and then that should actually get us some going from 2 points per build into 5 points. That would be nice because we need more blueprint points. We are also, platform limit is also increasing, so yeah, that's a little bit problematic. Let's see, this is coming from all the way out here, so it would be nice if I all the way out here also could find that shape. That seems like a much more common shape, and I'm pretty sure we've seen that a million different places. So let's see if we can just get that. That's a rectangle and then a lot of circles. There. Where are you? You're there. And it's green. We can just bring it from here, paint it green, put it on top of that one. That's simple. So the next one completed, and this is here. I just built this one where we added this green on top. That's just coming in here, and it'll take a while for it to come in here. This is a little bit more work. We did do these two things. We did those way too close. So I'm going to move those back here again. So that we are... Whoops. Yeah. Yes. And I think I also want this to be now turned the right way, because the other one was a little bit of a hack. So we don't like those hacks. There. Are you happy? No, it's the wrong way. There. Good. So that is now the top half. Then we need some squares and some red paint. So red paint, squares. I got squares here. Can I use the squares? Yeah, there's enough for me to get a line out. So that should be fine. And that means I can just get it in here, and it will be merging in at this location. Let's point it the right way. There. That one. And then all of this belt is going to be incorrect. I wonder if I can do this and press I. Oh, it still deletes. Nice. That's actually really nice. There. I for deleting stuff on the belt. There's still going to be something down here, but at least we'll clean out the belt a little bit. So we've now completed one of the top milestones, and therefore we want to continue on this. Which one was it? Where was it? Was it out here? Yes. No. Somewhere. Oh, please don't tell me I built it so close. Where are you? That's the shield coming in. That's a weird shield. It was just this one. Yes. We need it bigger, I think. And I just barely, I think, maybe can make it. No, I can't. This will have to be here. And then you will have to be here. And then... Okay, so there is enough to get that going. Right. So basically what I'm seeing here is this is one layer. And then I'm going to do the same layer again, but just flipped. So we basically just need the same thing again here. But wouldn't it be better if I did this one? And then we'll see what comes out. And then we get this fed immediately. But this red one, I did make a mistake down here where it wasn't actually pumping enough. And it's still not really pumping enough. And that's because this thing here is not really getting there. What the hell? Another goal completed. Oh, that one. Yes. Woo, we're lagging behind on goals, on work. We're working too slowly. What I want to get this one done. Because I was just looking at this and go like, oh, that's easy. But no. One thing at a time. This. Does it tell us what it's actually going to get? It's going to get us... This is the bottom level. So I actually need the red... Yeah, this is not working. Flip. Like this. But also... that one. It's now the left-hand side that gets painted, which is exactly what I want. And that it says it's a finish goal, that's fine. And then that just needs to go in here. Which one goes on top? The one with the red to the left. Which means like that. And now it doesn't know what's coming out. It's so weird, like this works, but it seems like when it goes below, then it's a little bit uncertain about what happens. Let me try something here to see if that gets better. No, it still doesn't know. It just doesn't make sense to me why. It knows what this is. It doesn't know what this is for some reason. I don't know. There's a little bit of a visual bug with the pre-calculation. There we go. We have 2 more milestones completed. That one gives us 2 points. And the other one gives us 4 points. And that means we have enough research points to go bloop, 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 and bloop. That's a big upgrade? Well, I mean, it isn't really. From 120 to 150, not a big, well, it's 25% bigger. So 25% faster, everything goes. That's nice. But we do need to make sure, and this is now 50, 50, 50, and 30. So this is 180 points we need to accumulate before we can do the next upgrade on speed, which is also granted the last one. We do need the 3rd level building floor soon. I think this is going to be the last episode where we built everything. Well, we built things on single levels, and we rather want things on higher levels. So what I'm going to do now is we're just basically going to wait for this red and blue to be done and the star to be done. The star is now coming in on the bottom level, and we just like to see that. There we go, the first one came in, so it works, it's working. This needs to accrue to 6,000. In the meantime, I'm going to be completing some of these things. Another milestone completed, but we're not going to do that. We're going to be focusing exclusively for this one. And for you loyalists who are sticking to the end of this episode, you'll actually get a really cool extra design along with this, because what we see here is that we have this one coming in, and we need to swap 2 corners, and swap 2 corners is not a simple operation. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to turn it upwards, because that's kind of the only way I can design this. That's going to be our design here. And let's get some things in here and see if I can make it work. So, what if I start by doing something that's rather radical, and that is sending this one into both ends of this. What happens? Nothing. Nothing much. Nothing much. I think we need to make sure that one of them has to be rotated a little bit, just to make sure that it's there. Rotated by half. Huh. Well, that's interesting. That's kind of not what I want. What if I rotate it like this? Oh, just like that. Just like that. But one of them is incorrect. Still not correct. Then it's correct. Yes. And then they need to... Somehow I need to merge them back together. And I guess I can do that. And one of them should be empty. No. That doesn't seem to be... If I rotate this 180 degrees, then... Well, there's something about this. There's something about this that works and something that doesn't quite work. A little bit puzzled why things are working and things are not working. Like, it looks cool at this point. Maybe I'm just happy with this. There we go. And then... Yeah, this is the operation. Good. So I will take you out and get you in as a separate rotation before. That one. And then we'll see. And I'll just zoom out, press I to remove everything inside. And these are now good. Okay, so they will now, for example, go happily into another one. This is unfortunately too far to jump, so maybe I can do something like this instead. That's not too far to jump. Right, that seems pretty good, and this also seems very much replicatable. Whatever. It can be replicated like this. So you go in. You go in, you go back out. Yeah. Damn. That is, it's funny how it doesn't tell me what's coming out. It really should be telling me what's coming out. I'm super happy. There we go. And except they're all incorrect. At least according to what I wanted. Would that be better if I had done it? So basically what this one does is it swaps the two left-hand ones. And I actually wanted it to swap the two right-hand ones. that's... I don't know. It doesn't matter. Then I just rotate it on afterwards. I think I just rotate it afterwards. There you go. And then this one is going to be happy. Yeah. Okay, so these 3 new designs are just going to be in here. And that goes in. And then this one, which has all the way been something meaningless here, that is just putting it out. And that will actually be replaced with a... Ooh. Like that, and a stacker. And unfortunately that has to be done like this. And you go out. Right, I think this works, and we're going to be taking this blueprint here, and that is going to be called swap right corner, east side, right? Yes. Swap the west corner. Swap west corner. I guess that's going to be what we're calling it. So although this design works, I really don't want you to use it. So please don't use it, because this is only working when they are the same. So the blueprint icon I actually gave it, where there are multiple colors, is not actually correct, because I found a location here that has multiple different colors, and we're going to be seeing what happens when we build this. So, and then we're going to be fixing it and making a better design. So don't worry, we'll get a better design for you. Ah, that's not it. There, good. So let's go out, and then I'm going to build this one we just made. And what happens then? Ew. That's not good. So what is the problem with this? The problem with this is that it implies that there's a multiple, or sort of that's double, because it doesn't actually swap them, it swaps them diagonally. So we're gonna have to do a different design that's a little bit more complicated, and we'll just start doing it for one. And okay, so let's see. It's going to be the same thing again, where we are going to get, like, the idea is good, it just doesn't work there. So first we do this, and no, we don't. First we take one of them and rotate it 180 degrees. There, right? And then we take one of them and just rotate them a little bit. And then we bring them back. Yes, because now you can see it's the same shape. It's just that one of them is rotated. And there we go. The problem with this is that now I'm taking this much space. And I needed 2 of those for each belt. So this is going to be a little bit tricky. Like this. And like this. There is no way that I can fit this in, is there? Let's see, what if I get this in here? And then how's the other one going to get in? No. If I get it, so it'll have to be something along the lines of this. And then you're going to go up. Reason why is because I can do this one. And let's see. The only way is I can build the other one here. But I guess I have to do it this way. Because then I can go you over here. Jump up. And I can then take this one somehow. There. And jump over. So that gets in, and this one goes straight out, and this one goes straight out. There is one problem with this design. And that is this lane becomes, oh, no, it's not. No, this thing goes up, jumps over here, and becomes it. So it actually swaps the lanes, but that's one of the things that I'm okay with. I'd like to avoid it, but I can accept it. There. That one is a generic one because you can see that it works even though there are 4 different ones. So, use this one instead. The beautiful thing about our new design is also the fact that this shape here, which is actually a little bit complicated going from here to here, or is it? Because what if we just use our new design, plop it in, and we get exactly what we want? Because all it did was actually swap the 2 western corners, and that's exactly what we did. So that's pretty neat that we could just use it for something as generic as that. So it's one of those generic tools that we are going to need anyway moving forward, like those yeah, they cut something, rotate something, flip something, swap something, stack something. Those every time we have an episode, I will have a couple of designs for you. And well, that's this one will just chug along. I might do a few of the other ones if I feel like it. And what we have seen today is 2 pretty cool new designs. The one we got at the end. Let me hurry up and delete that. So we got let's see. From the blueprint book, we'll take it here because this blueprint book is of course available to patrons and it is updated. And there's also the paint one. Hold on, did that not rotate correctly, the paint one? No, it did. Good. So the paint is a pretty cool design to fit everything in on one level, and this one is also a pretty cool design to swap the west corners. So now you have those operations as well. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy it. When we come back, we will have unlocked the trains, and then we can get started on working on some train builds moving forward. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care and stay effective.